wanted to call my girlfriend and I wanted to read some of these smut lines to her.
I had a few things with Chloe last night, just sprinkling, and she was just giving me the weirdest looks. So I was like, all right.
Hello?
What's up, you right?
Yeah.
That my control over you is an illusion. You are the temple that I worship.
Are you reading something to
I
me?
live for the clench of your thighs.
Are you reading something to
and your
me?
breathy little cries. And the feel of you coming round my cock. And the sound. And wait.
It's a bit cringe.
Are you sure you're not wet for me?
Why? You weirdo.
Jesus.
Well, you have it there, guys. Don't
100%.
try this at home.
Well, this is what we knew that already, to be honest.
Oh, we didn't. No, we didn't, because it works with Violet every time. A lot of people hated this book. They rated it as the worst installment. And I think they are falling for trilogy symptom, or as it's better known, nostalgia. No matter how good the drug is, you will always be chasing your first high. And yes, it does always come down to drugs with us black people. Realistically, you need to rate the following installments accordingly. The fact that people think that the fourth wing is the best, then Iron Flame followed by the newest installment, Onyx Storm, this shows a downwards trend. Do you really think Rebecca Yarros' writing is getting worse? It's much more likely that it stayed the same, and it's just the fact that your perception has changed. Your honeymoon delusion has worn off. It's like when you break up with your ex and then months later you say, I can't believe I dated that. Do you really think the plot is getting worse? Really? So you prefer the plot of the first book, which is us following Violet going through a year of school, compared to Onyx Storm, where Violet is literally trying to save the world as we know it. Otherwise, the baddie is going to kill us all, where we also get to go globe-trotting to raise an army and also try and find a cure for our doomed, incurable boyfriend before he turns evil and kills us all.
100%. There was so much more to this plot than there was to the previous plot. Like
combined, Iron Flame and
exactly. Fourth wing, we're like, you know, she's going through school. We know you're going to make it because you're the main character. So all the Japanese do you see what I'm saying?
You're going to fail maths.
You know, you're going to fall off the first hurdle.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the thing. Obviously not. But Onyx Storm, we don't know. Is he going to make it? Is he not? You know, is the world going to be destroyed? Is it not? But,
I think you're actually delusional if you think that the first wing is the best book. But look, let me be real with you. Was this book a cash grab? Yes, of course it was. Let's not pretend we didn't know that. If you had a book where 1 million copies were pre-ordered and the money's in your bank 6 months before the book's out, then you would string this series out too. 100%. If that's your biggest complaint, that it's a money grab, then fuck off.
Exactly.
We all know it is.
But get ready, she's got 2 more books coming out. She said it's a quintology. Pentology, sorry, whatever.
Yeah, and then who knows, we might go for the Harry Potter 7 books.
She said she might go for the baker's dozen. Get 13 of them.
So I ran over. Why don't we get into what you actually thought of the book? Pause this video right now. Go and read Onyx Storm by
Rebecca Yarros. And when you read it, you can join us for the discussion.
Or you can join us anyway, because we're going to tell you all about it. My name's Elijah.
And I'm Joseph, and welcome to the Aisha Library.
And we are the librarians. But I just want to know that the fourth wing was our first official book.
Pretty much. No, it wasn't. It was still, I'm sure there was one before that.
No, it was one before we didn't record.
No,
well, either way, all right, let's just say, this is our first trilogy. Yeah. It's our first trilogy. We've completed it, and it's not over. And we're here.
We might have done a housemaid.
No, we haven't done 3.
We haven't done 3?
No, we definitely haven't.
Oh, yeah, we haven't.
But anyway, what did you think of the book, spoiler free? I didn't even write anything down for spoiler free.
Spoiler free. I mean...
Are you mad you read it?
No. I'm not mad I read it.
That means something. That means something.
I'm mad at some things I read, but I'm not mad I read it. So I don't think that's the same thing.
I think this book, I think it's the best out of the 3. I think I've had the least complaints about this than I have on any other one. I think that she's made this more inclusive. This is the most unisex story that she's read or written out of the 3 books. The others, they were more dipping towards the girl side. This is more, you know, plot. And
this is the one with the complaints, you know, the ones that, you know, come
away
from.
Yeah, maybe she's come away from a core 100%.
I think Iron Flame was probably the one I enjoyed the most. I think Iron Flame was the one I enjoyed the most. And there's a couple reasons why, and mainly character reasons. But there was nothing.
I think some of the characters changed in this.
All the problems I have with this story are not really in the execution of book to book. It's mainly about world building. The majority of the problems I have is mainly about world building.
How many points do you have?
7.
About 7. Yeah, I got 7 as well.
How about that? So
Do you want to go first then?
I was about to go first. They fucked up with Violet. They made her too powerful in book 1, giving her not 1 but 2 unique dragons, plus abilities to summon lightning strikes and to stop time. Did we forget about that?
Yeah.
And then have now spent 2 books nerfing her. In the first fight scene where the evil Venin attacked the infirmary, Violet is unable to call on her lightning strike powers because she doesn't have a conduit, meaning she cannot direct them. Instead, she chose to rely on her rusty, trusty daggers. One issue I've always had with this series is that everything is scaled up so high. Flying dragons is enough of a superpower. You don't need to also be able to control lightning, stop time, teleport in and out of shadows, or foresee the outcome of a battle. Yes, that is a real power that I think General Melgren has. You can see the outcome of a battle. Like,
yeah.
It really makes you wonder with gifts like these why there are such things as problems or conflict in this world. Like, you've got all these powers.
I guess it's fantasy.
It's fantasy, that's fine. That's
but,
fine.
No, but everybody is
I get the sense that, you know, it's supposed to be unrealistic. It's not really supposed to be realistic. But I'm just like, bro, why don't you just lightning strike them bad guys? Stop time, then lightning like...
They kind of nerfed Violet, but then also have basically claimed that she is more powerful and better than Xaden as well. Which is, you know, before Xaden was always the Don Dada.
Yeah.
But now in this one, he seemed...
He's literally had a power boost as well.
Yeah, exactly.
He's still the Don Dada.
yeah, exactly.
So that just really lets you know. And they took away her time stopping powers, and she's still the Don Dada.
I don't know why. Why didn't they just erase that from the whole thing? They should have taken. Because how can we never use that again? It's ridiculous.
I mean? That's the only way you can have time stopping. If you can only use it once.
You've
got one red button, and once you press it, it's pressed.
So obviously we are already invested into this story, but I like how the author, Rebecca Yarros, has taken the effort to try and get us even more locked in from the jump by eradicating all hope for Xaden's survival, of course. As soon as Taran, is it Taran?
Bro, who knows?
The dragon, who's Violet's bad boy dragon, the Don Dada of all dragons, confirmed that Xaden is beyond saving. He said, it's done. Xaden's done, forget it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you know, a dragon who's lived for many hundreds of years says that, then, you know, it's well and truly over.
Well, I mean, Violet clearly didn't know that because her energy was like, fuck you, sort of thing. I'm going to save him anyway.
I'm going to save it.
Which is like typical teenage girl stuff.
But why, oh why, Rebecca, do you insist on killing the one character that we all love? I mean, anybody but Xaden.
Oh, no, right.
He's the one character in the book that probably everybody likes.
Legit. Fan favorite. He was a fan favorite.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I gave her credit for that. I said she had the balls to destroy a fan favorite.
Well, she hasn't done it yet, but
Technically
she's teasing us with that idea. But I don't know why don't she just be done with it? She could have just been done with it. Kill him off in this. It ends here, and Xaden's spin-off story.
Nah, she wants to sell 2 more books, then get the Xaden spin-off story. Like, come on, you got to think big.
Because we could have the Xaden origin story. We could have the Game of Thrones. What happened before with Xaden's dad,
with the original war or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
The marked ones or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So
probably be more interesting than this.
Yeah, I don't know if I think she might be shooting herself in the foot, stringing this along. Because she's damaging what she could be doing in the future. She could become a household name.
The people, she honestly could. But the people, bro, you see what it says on the cover? It says she's the heir to Harry Potter. I said,
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Do you know how big Harry Potter is?
She's nearly halfway there anyway.
She ain't got any bloody movies yet, and she's nearly halfway there. Yeah, do you see what I'm saying?
I think it's better she don't string this on and just, diversify. That's probably her best move. She don't need any more money. Surely not.
I think the fans, they came for the dragons, but they stayed for the romance between Violet and Xaden. So that's probably what is keeping.
I think it might be the other way around.
You think so?
I think they came for the romance and stayed for the dragons because
I don't know.
Because now we as the books go on, we got less and less romance.
Yeah,
and it's less focused on that, and it's more plot driven. Whereas I was reading this, I was surprised again at how plot driven the book is. I forgot because I remember we was kind of rating A Court of Thorns and Roses series to this, and we were like, oh yeah, A Court of Thorns and Roses is more romance character driven, and this is more but this is plot driven. Yeah, I mean, we got the romance in there, of course, but it's plot. I mean,
there's many problems as I may or may not have had with this book and this series. I'd take over A Court of Thorns and Roses every 7 days a week, twice on Sundays. So it's a race against time. Xaden Rioson is infected with something dark that is changing him from the man he once was into an evil Venin. There may be a chance to save him, to cure him. This is probably the strongest plot that we've had from this series. The first one was Violet goes to dangerous dragon riding school, which we know she would survive. Iron Flame was good, gave us the Xaden is infected cliffhanger, but Onyx Storm could be the best out of all of them. A race against time to find a cure that may or may not exist, and 500 pages of Violet Sorrengail, the cringiest main character of all time, to look forward to. So obviously she did not disappoint.
I think she's
on
got
that front.
I think she's definitely less cringy. I think she's less cringy,
Yeah,
and it was more
cringy, to be honest. Iron Flame, she was at her cringiest in Iron Flame, in my opinion.
The sex scenes were just too much. It was just too
mortifying
much.
to get
I think
through.
they were chapters long.
Yeah, no,
sex
it
scenes.
was. It really was. And they were saying words that you shouldn't be saying. I was like,
now
what?
they've toned that right down. They've
Fucking
toned it
whore. You had to. Couldn't tone it up.
Blasphemy.
Do you know what I mean?
Filth. Xaden Riderson, handsome, muscular, formidable in hand-to-hand combat, extremely ridiculously overpowered. And he's basically royalty now on top of it.
Yeah,
he's just an all-round bad man. All the girls have a crush on him, and I shit you not, he even gives me the chills.
Bro, he wears his shirts over his shoulder. He never puts them on. Just puts his shirts over his shoulder.
There was a scene where Violet is faced with a dark wielder, where they say, "Oh, come on now, Violet. You know you can't kill me with that knife." And she says, "I don't need to," as the room filled with shadows.
Yeah, no, they kept doing that. They kept doing that. They did that like 6 times, bro. Like, please.
And let's be honest, I wasn't the only person who had to check that I wasn't pregnant for Xaden after that scene.
My book rose up 3 inches.
I was like, fuck me. Xaden's so much of a bad man that he's got his girl so comfy that she's mouthing off the dark wielders on behalf of him.
Starting smoke, you know.
That's the equivalent of your girl saying to the henchest guy in the party in front of everybody, "I'm going to get my boyfriend to beat you up."
Yeah, 100%.
Man like us are like,
do you see what I'm saying?
Xaden's
Shut
like,
up. He's like, yeah? Who's it? Who's it? Islamic.
we're them there.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, he's proper about that life.
A bit misogynistic though, that she needs a man to save her.
Of course.
But
women love a bit of misogyny.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Women love it. Misogyny.
Clearly.
They love it. They love it. They're the best at it.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, nah. More cringy sex scenes. Usually, the steamy scenes in these romance books are a good indication of women like to flick their bean to under the covers at night. But Rebecca Yarros, boy, if you ever try anything you see in these books, you might just get a nice piece of silver wristwear as a gift. Handcuffs. Rebecca Yarros has Violet and Xaden pouring and clawing at one another like animals growling mine in each other's ears. I suppose the subtext is that these two aren't just lovers, they're mates. Their lovemaking is meant to be animalistic, primal, more about them enjoying each other's bodies than it is about orgasming. Or maybe you, Miss Yarros, are a sick puppy and you need to be locked up. And on the topic of sick puppies, question of the day! You meet a girl at a club and take her back to your place. In the morning, she comes clean to you. She has an 11-year-old son from a previous relationship. Normally, single mothers is a deal breaker for you, but there's something special about this girl. So, against your better judgment, you decide you'd like to meet the kid. One day, while the 3 of you at the supermarket, the kid asks his mother for an Xbox game, to which she declines. Without warning, the kid strikes her in the face and says, "What have I told you about saying no to me?" Then he says, "And get something nice for your boyfriend too." What do? You're standing there with the watch in your hand, the watch or whatever it is. What do you do?
An Xbox game?
No, he's getting an Xbox game. He said, get something nice for your boyfriend too, which is you, obviously.
Mate, I don't know if it's wise for you to get involved in family dynamics.
Do you see what I'm saying?
What are you supposed to do? Discipline the kid for his daddy to come
try to discipline you now.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Just take your gift and shut up.
I don't know. What do you do? I mean, you can try it. I definitely. Well, I think most people would try and step in and just say,
"Don't talk to your mother like that."
Yeah,
so
and strike her, striking her as well in public.
Yeah,
in public.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, this is. I mean, there's women out there that are like this, that just, they'll start crying if their child hit. But think about it. He's 11 now, whatever. Imagine when he's 15, 16.
Yeah, that's
got to nip that shit in the bud from now.
She should have nipped it in the bud.
Let me ask you another question, right? One of my colleagues at work told me this story, and yeah, he said he was at a club with this girl, kissing her up. He didn't know her. She just came up to him. They started kissing. Da 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 da. She said to him, "I want you to put it in my arse."
Don't need to be told.
And he said, nah, let's call you a cab. Put her in a cab, sent her home.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's crazy.
Only after he said it could have been a man. Which
Bro,
is
he's
it
thinking
makes it,
strategically,
yeah. At least he's not thinking with his dick because
Yeah, he's
you
actually
know
thinking with his brain.
why else would a woman say that straight away off the bat? Like, do you know
Yeah,
what I'm
no,
saying?
that
Fair
is
enough if she
crazy.
wanted it after, but you
Yeah.
know, see, man will get catch out. You
nah,
know,
he was thinking strategically there. He was actually thinking strategically there. That's mad.
Yeah.
Don't get caught for puss. Say don't die for gash. That's crazy though.
That's brazy.
Because I never would have thought of that. But
You'd already be inside.
It must be getting us somehow. Yeah, legit. Bro, we talked about that at work. Somebody was like, what if you find out halfway through? I said, listen, I'm a man of my word.
Gotta get mine.
100%. Otherwise, now it is a waste of time.
Anyway, let's get back to this because otherwise we're gonna be here all day, mate.
All day.
Dane Atos's daddy being naughty. I want to know what exactly is the selection process entails for the head of the Basgiath War College, because it seems like the only requirement is that you have to be a sadistic asshole.
Yeah.
He's the second head that's got it in for Violet. He basically told Violet in no uncertain terms that he's going to make it hell for her. And she G-checked him on the spot, talking about, I'm too important, you can't kill me, you need my dragon for the war effort, and oh yeah, Xaden is the Duke, so settle yourself. And he said, you're right, but your friends are fair game, and you are all going to the front lines.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very good from the author. It's the perfect way to move the narrative along, not least because it gets us into the action, straight into the trenches. Which actually led us to some action with some suspense. Believe it or not, I actually stupidly thought Taran, the dragon, might die when he sustained some damage in the beginning. I thought, no, it couldn't be, but there was a little bit of suspense there. One thing I don't like is the fact that Violet and her gang aren't recognized as the bad boy team that they are. It's giving me Harry Potter vibes. Instead of him going out to defeat Voldemort, he's in school playing Quidditch, sneaking around. And it's the same with Violet. She's got to sneak around and disobey orders and commit treason every 5 minutes just to save her people. Why doesn't the author just elevate Violet to the position that she is? They go out, there's some, I don't know, mercenary team that go out and do stuff. Why is she still in school doing foolishness?
She's not rated.
They could just train her up, fit the 3 years into 6 months, send her to a training camp and release them. Because why are we held to this school? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, so that kind of goes back to what you're saying about the fact that the story is the same story, you know, and people's perceptions of the story have changed.
Yeah.
Because they want some evolution.
She's still in school, so you still got fourth wing there.
Exactly,
in fact,
exactly. So they wanted some evolution in terms of the characters, in terms of, you know, where they are. We kind of expect her to be more of a mirror kind of level now, where you're going out doing your own thing.
Basic, but I don't even know why Mirror's
at least
in the
like
story.
You know, getting ranked up or what, like rank or something, you know, sort of thing. Like even Xaden, would he get promoted to lieutenant or whatever?
Yeah,
and then Dane is like head of a wing leader or whatever. So everyone's, you know, moving on. There has to be some evolution in the story.
She's still just there, struggling.
You know, like failing maths. You know, wearing a quarterback's jacket. So the 7th type of dragon is a peace dragon. Our heroes discover that Andana is an irid scorpion-tailed dragon from the Isle Kingdoms, a race of peace-loving dragons. Am I the only one who thinks that's a bit shit? Andana's species is meant to be the all-powerful dragon race, the source of the cure for Xaden's condition. We want fire-breathing, rageful, vengeful bastard dragons like Smaug, like Drogon, like Vhagar, or even Major Varish and Solas from Iron Flame. I don't know if you remember.
Or even Toothless from
Toothless.
House of Dragon. You can't fuck with him, you know.
Bro, you don't ramp with him. A peaceful dragon might as well be a gecko.
Well, that is exactly
so
that.
Like, you know, I don't really subscribe to the idea. Like, you're reading a book about dragon riders.
It's funny because I disagree with you.
Yeah, I know you're gonna disagree.
Well, no, you don't know. I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna actually skip. Should I skip? No, I'll leave it and come back to it because there's a part that I wanted to say about the Irids or whatever they are. And I want to praise Rebecca Yarros for that actually. Chapter 31. They have to pick their champions to fight. I don't remember which land, because they weren't globetrotting. I don't know if it was Navarre or
one of them other places.
Yeah, one of them other places, the Eurasians or whatever. I don't know. I'm sorry. But they had to pick their champions to fight. One of the princes tried to volunteer, and Xaden says, "No, brother, I got this." I don't know if it's the Navarrians or the Eurasians, but they pulled their Xaden. You know, but their one seemed like a cross between Xaden and Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda. It was like the big bad boy one. Yeah. So I was like, boy, I don't know if Xaden can take him. So the woman who's calling the fight slices the champion's arm to draw blood, and he doesn't even flinch. And I initially thought she cut him just to flex, just because, it's nothing. There's nothing that is more demotivating than having to face an opponent that feels no pain and doesn't care.
Yeah, nah.
Anyway, it turns out to be some blood ritual sort of thing, which actually meant that Dane and Violet was needed to participate too. And I mean, finally, the threesome we've all been waiting for. It can't just be me that was hoping for that. But it's funny how scenarios...
Zane's gonna fuck both of them, bro. What you talking about? Ain't gonna be the kind of threesome you think it is. The way they did my boy Dane for this whole 3 books has been disgraceful.
Oh, yeah, nah.
Like, I actually liked him as a character.
I think he's gonna win in the end.
He's got to win something.
I think he's gonna win in the end.
He's got to win something. He's got to knock her up or something. And then leave her. Like, he's got to get his lick back.
But yeah, it's funny how scenarios can change your perspective. Because if I asked you before, out of all the characters in this series, who would you rather be? Probably Xaden. But in a threesome between Violet, Xaden, and Dane, fuck me and Xaden, you'd probably want to be Violet. But yeah, no, that scene was the first scene that we've ever seen Xaden get batted up, because Xaden actually got had up, and he was, I don't know, he was like seconds away from getting done out, and Violet had to throw a knife in to save him.
That pussy went dry.
which leads me to my next point. Rebecca Yarros really turned Xaden into a little needy simp pussy in this book. I need you, Violet. You have my soul. I'd shirk all my responsibilities to make you happy. That's literally what we've turned Xaden into. Because Xaden was this bad boy in number 1. He turned into more of a fuck boy in number 2. Yeah. And now he's a pussy.
Bro, I thought this guy was going to be the big bad, like the villain from book 1. I thought he was going to take this guy down, and that was going to be the story. Then obviously it turned out there's going to do like a little romance thing. I started seeing the signs, that they're going to drop a romance thing. But, it's really interesting. We're seeing the evolution of what women fantasize about being able to do to men. Take like the biggest, baddest guy out there and make this guy someone that would give up everything, shirk all his responsibilities. Do you know how in the mud you have to be as a man to say those words? I'll shirk all my responsibilities.
And now she needs to rescue him.
Yeah, exactly.
He can't do anything but wait to be rescued by her, which
Damsel in distress.
Yeah. She's turned, not that she's turned him, but Rebecca Rebecca Yarros has turned Xaden, the capable man, into a damsel in distress.
Bro, he was more than capable. He was the guy that, he's a quarterback. Who used to look to this guy to set the plays. All these bad boys like Imogen and Rihanna and all these people, he was the guy that was I pull up a seat for me, I'm eating first.
Yeah.
Before you are eating.
Watch me.
100%. Bloody hell, Violet's got another superpower. So they made Violet too powerful in book 1, nerfed her in book 2, and now she's back in business by book 3. Violet is a dream walker, which means she has the power to slip in and out of people's minds while she sleeps. When they said when she's sleeping she could slip in and out, I was like, wait, what? Not only that, but according to Xaden, the ability is so dangerous that riders who manifest it are executed without question out of fear. It's more dangerous than lightning, he says. So, she's got the most dangerous power ever seen since the last time she had the most dangerous power ever seen. Violet is a total Mary Sue, and I don't even like using that term. She's good at everything, special for absolutely no reason, and totally insufferable. They should kill her off. I would have totally saved this theory.
If you lived in that world, you'd snitch on her in a heartbeat.
I'd have been Jack Barlow. Just a hater for no reason.
So after some globe-trotting, in other words, plot filler, which wasn't exactly boring, but we knew what it was a marking of time until the big battle at the end.
The big bad.
On this globe-trotting journey, we actually got little pieces of comedy, which I liked. We had the scene in the bookshop, where the woman said, you must be Violet Sorrengail. Your father told me you two would be madly in love, and that you'd barely be able to take your hands off each other. You must be Dane Atos.
Yeah,
I was just like, I wanted to cover my face.
Yeah, that's peak.
And she was actually talking to Xaden, obviously. And I mean, it doesn't get more awkward than that, does it?
Yeah, nah, that's done.
Also, on this globe-trotting adventure, they had so many plots and missions. The Erids, which were the main reason for the adventure, conveniently appeared out of nowhere and with no explanation.
Yeah.
They told Violet that, no, there is no cure for her doomed lover, and they absolutely will not get involved with the war effort. And they even found time to scold Violet for her life choices and for her incompetence.
Yeah, nah.
You took an adolescent child to war, you monster, they cried. The bloody irony. A flipping fire-breathing dragon calling you a monster.
Yeah, nah.
Every fibre of their being is violence. They don't exactly eat vegetables, you know.
That's
they
the
have
point
to
of them.
kill something to eat it.
That's literally the point of them.
Violet stood up there like a bitch, taking verbals off a dragon. You think I could ever stand up there like that?
Yeah, nah, of course
The
not.
firemen would I give them. They didn't know about fire by the time I come with them. I'll be like, so what are them claws for then?
You know what I mean? Look
and
at them
they'd
teeth.
say, circumcision.
Yeah, no,
Decapitation.
Yeah, yeah, nah. Cause it gets worse. It gets worse. You know, castration. It gets worse.
Anal. Jokes aside, it does seem like Rebecca Yarros is listening to my notes on the previous books where I said that the dragons should and could add a philosophical layer to the story. The Irids were just that. The dragon said to Violet, "It's not peace you seek victory." And, you know, they, as you even said, they were kind of a voice of reason. Well, you didn't say that, but you basically said that they are a peace. A peace.
Peace loving.
Yeah, peace
mongering.
Species. So, yeah. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but, you know, she came. The dragon did come with some knowledge and did come with some.
Yeah,
sense.
look, you know, a lot of my points are negative. I do this for clicks, you know. It's not necessarily to say that I don't think there's anything good about the books. I should probably, you know, start talking about some good things, so people don't think I'm totally a hater. I can take days off.
You know what? One thing I wanted to do with the first book and the second book, and we didn't do it, is I wanted to call my girlfriend and I wanted to read some of these smut lines to her to see if they're any good.
This is what
to
women
see if
actually
it
like.
warms her up for me by the time I get home. So I'm going to call her, see if she even answers. And if she does, I'm not even going to brief her or nothing. I'm just going to say... I'm just gonna go straight into it, like I usually do.
Yeah, I tried a few.
You didn't get that, did you?
I tried a few things with Chloe last night, just sprinkling, and she was just giving me the weirdest looks. I was like, all right.
See if she answers.
Man's phoning a friend. Who wants to be a millionaire?
If she doesn't answer, she doesn't answer. She should do. What man is she with? Go and run.
Welcome to the
Alright, well, she didn't answer, so maybe I'll
Crazy.
try her again in a second. But yeah, do you want to say your next point?
Yeah, let me go. So Xaden doesn't make it. I will give the author credit for this. Too many authors shy away from inflicting damage on their audience, and whatever else Xaden was, he was definitely a fan favourite character.
What do you mean he doesn't make it?
No, in terms of they didn't cure him.
But it's not over yet, though.
It's not over. There's 2 more bloody books. We know it's not going to be over yet. But I've got to give Rebecca Yarros props for having the cojones, for having the bouncing betties to actually take a scalp from us. In the final battle, Xaden becomes a full-fledged venin, unleashing the fury of an Onyx Storm to protect Violet and his dragon. In the aftermath of the book, Violet shows up at Ryerson House wearing a wedding ring, which our author going, please buy the next book. She's had a taste of the good life, and Rebecca Yarros cannot go back now.
Yeah.
So,
listen, cocaine ain't cheap.
do you know, £60 a kilo, you know.
Not that I'd know.
£60 for a gram.
Not that I'd know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, she's addicted now, boy.
100%. She saw them zeros hit her account. Her stimmy check hit. She said, you know what? Show goes on.
Smoke the money away, innit?
Show goes on, mate.
The best scene of the whole book, and no, it wasn't a sex scene. The scene in the woods where Riddick and Violet had a heated conversation about Xaden being a Dark Worlder. The question Riddick was asking was, where do we draw the line with Xaden? As in, at what point is he too far gone and we have to put a bullet in his head? You know, Carl and Lenny style. Of Mice and Men. Bye. Yes, it was such a good scene. I mean, you can rival that scene with any book that we've read. It's really up there. It was a physical manifestation of a battle between logic versus emotion. Violet wasn't really having a conversation with Riddick. She was learning about herself. Violet hadn't even thought about that question herself. She needed a voice of reason, a man, to get her to realize that. He was a true friend in that moment, and that was real love. And then we had the scene end with a touch of humour. Mid-argument, through frustration, Violet lost control of her emotions and struck a nearby tree with lightning. Riddick worried that people would think that they are having sex and said to Xaden, "I'm not scared of you or anything, but nothing happened between us, bro." And Xaden said, "Psh, trust me, I know." the lightning strike wasn't nearly big enough. So obviously it was a good use of humor, but the problem is there was nowhere near enough. These guys were supposed to be friends, and it barely felt like it.
Yeah. No,
so I think in this book, Violet was forced. Well, she felt like she was forced to isolate herself because of Xaden's issues, but she basically kind of, kept everything to herself and kind of, even though she was with her people and did everything alone. And it was also interesting is every time someone found out about Xaden, they immediately went to draw their sword. They were like, what do you mean is a dark world?
Yeah,
like,
Islamic.
Yeah, so even Mira was like, she kind of,
I wanted Mira to kill Xaden though. That's what I wanted to happen and stuff. What do you mean?
It wouldn't. No, but I'm saying I knew it would never happen.
Fair
it
enough.
would never happen.
I
Can you
thought
imagine
that'd
the two?
bad.
Can you imagine Violet and Mira arch enemies, and then Violet going straight to Theophany, whatever.
Theophany,
I think it was Theophany. Yeah,
I was
to get the
it,
power.
I read the book. Yeah,
to
no,
go
legit.
deal with
Soak
Mira
up from the earth. Yeah, to drop it on her head top.
Yeah.
Lightning fear. The main issues I've always had with this book are in the details. The names are too fantasy and look complicated to pronounce, which prevents me from picturing characters in my head properly. I've read more than 1,000 pages of this story and I'm only 30% sure I know how to pronounce any of the characters or locations. All of Violet's friends are weird culty followers that just seem to follow her around, do her bidding and agree with whatever she says. The only relationships that seem to operate on their own wavelength are Violet's bonds with her dragons. Ten seems like a semi-disappointed parent, whereas Andana is like a reckless teenage daughter or a younger sister. Perhaps these dynamics are meant to mirror that of Violet's relationship with her own semi-disappointed mother. Perhaps Andana is to Violet as Violet was to her own older sister, Mira. Or maybe I'm doing an Elijah and seeing things that aren't there to be seen. Yeah, I think, honestly, my experience with this book would be a lot different if it wasn't like... Or I don't know how to pronounce any of the names. I don't know, What? Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, go on, answer it.
Hello?
Hey, what's up? You right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say to you that I can't wait to get home so that I can bury myself inside of you.
Are you in front of your brother?
Hello, did you hear what I have to say?
Yeah, is that what you really wanted to say?
I bet you're soaked for me, aren't you?
Go away.
Wait. I just want to say one more thing. That my control over you is an illusion. You are the temple that I worship.
Are you reading something to
I
me?
live for the clench of your thighs.
Are you reading something to
and your
me?
breathy little cries. And the feel of you coming round my cock. And the sound... and wait. And the sound of 3 words coming from your mouth. Do you know what those 3 words are?
You're making sick.
So you didn't like any of that?
It's a bit cringe.
Are you sure you're not wet for me?
I just got out the bath.
So that's yes.
No,
Check.
I didn't get out of the bath.
Check.
I don't know. Are you
All right.
okay?
Listen. See you later.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. You're free to go now.
Bye, you weirdo.
Jesus.
Well,
harsh.
you have it there, guys. Don't
100%.
try this at home.
Well, this is what we knew that already, to be honest.
Oh,
Anyone who's read these books.
we didn't, because it works with Violet every time.
I'm dead. The sweaty palms. She loves it. She loves it. Mine.
Bye, you
I want you
weirdo.
feral. Yeah, I want you feral. Yeah, I want you feral.
If I call her back, it'll be harassment.
Yeah,
it's gonna be harassment.
Yeah, piece of silver wristwear for your birthday. Yeah, nah. I want you feral. I seem disgusted. What the fuck is
She
this?
just texted me saying, "Nah, what the fuck? Are you okay?"
That says it all, I think. Guys, flowers and chocolates, trust me. Let's go back to basics.
Yeah.
Go back
None
to
of
the
this,
basics,
none
man.
of this stuff. You're done now, innit?
Yeah, I'm done.
Let me see my last one. Actually, I got 2 more.
How?
No, I'm joking. No, wait, I did say that. The ending of the book wasn't even bad. I don't like how I don't have enough bad things to say about this book. I must be a fangirl now. So Mira gets captured and held hostage. The traitorous Indana decided to skip out on us mid-battle.
Legit.
The Wyvern are everywhere, causing chaos. But of course, surprisingly few casualties on the goodies side. Surprise, surprise.
Full of armor.
I enjoyed the moral dilemma that Indana had. Does she stay with Violet and Tyrion, or does she go to be with her kind? I would have liked it if Indana took 0.1 second to make the decision and cut. That would have been entertaining. Okay, bye. And secondly, I do have to admit that when the book read, she smiles and slit Mira's throat, and the chapter ended, I actually screamed.
Yeah.
Oh no! No way! And then there was an entry, you know, one of those bullshit, pointless entries that I tune out until the chapter starts. You know, they were doing alternate these entries where they talking about the war things and whatever. From the when that happened, I fumbled for my phone to skip to the next chapter immediately without hesitation. I honestly didn't expect it because Rebecca Yarros doesn't ever kill off any significant characters. I can't believe they killed Mira off. 100%. Oh, wait, they didn't. Exactly. Of course they saved her from the brink of death. Why couldn't they just let Mira die? She's a perfect character to kill off. She's close enough to Violet to create trauma, but she's completely irrelevant to the story.
Exactly. She was disposable anyways.
Yeah.
She was literally disposable. She was like
even the brother was more useful than her now. Like, the brother came out of nowhere.
What's his name, Brennan?
Brennan came out of nowhere, and now he's more important than Mira is. Mira did nothing for the whole
remember
book.
Brennan was supposed to be dead in the first book as well. They
she brought him back.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mira was the perfect character. She was like Missandei in Game of Thrones. You're there, we like you, but you're not doing anything.
Yeah, you're not doing anything. Overall, I enjoyed a good few parts of the book. I think it's probably the best book out of the bunch. The sex scenes, thankfully, have been toned down. I don't think I've had to cover my face once while reading this book.
Once I read it like this.
Oh, like this, more like. Mm-hmm. I think it's probably more palatable. Maybe that was Rebecca Yarros' goal, to write a book for the boys, because it feels like maybe the pendulum has swung to our side. I like the villain, Theophany. Despite her random appearance out of nowhere. Like, where was she in the other books? Maybe she just got out of prison for stalking and sexual harassment, because bloody hell, she was onto Violet in this book. Love notes, even pulling up on her. She even kidnapped Mira just to get Violet to come and see her. I mean, let's be honest, we've all thought about it. But yeah, overall, I'm not mad about this book. And I think I've just gotten to the point where I've gone too far to go back. Whatever Miss Rebecca Yarros is going to write, I'm going to read. It's too late.
Yeah, we're too invested. We're too invested.
It's too late to turn back now.
Yeah, it's definitely too late. We're past the event horizon.
We literally can't stop now.
I need to know how it is. I don't want to
and I think she knows it as well.
She's got us.
Yeah,
she's got us.
She knows it.
He's fine.
So we're in it for the long run.
We're not holding any cards. We can't bluff. She's holding a royal flush.
Please, we need to know how to play. She's like, beg.
Yeah, no, legit.
I'll think about it.
I just realised they brought Jack Barlow back as well. Remember when they can't stop.
Yeah.
Did anybody die in this super deadly war?
I wouldn't be surprised if they bring the mother back.
I know the wife. Super deadly war. Yeah, legit. And in a super deadly war, no one has died. Imagine
even Indana came back.
Oh yeah, she left and then came back as well. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Reckless teenage sister. Like, it's kind of the role that she plays in the story.
Yeah. Look, as I said, I'm not mad about the book. I remember the first books we read, I was just slating the book the whole way. Yeah, this is Violet's insufferable, and then Xaden's just too overpowered.
Yeah, I went on Reddit. I posted a big block of texts about how I didn't like Violet, and there were so many people sympathising with me in the comments. It felt so vindicated.
Yeah.
But Rebecca, she must be reading it like it's just salty tears. Tastes so good. Keep buying the books. Keep reading. Keep posting.
Stupid fuck.
Do you know what I mean? She's watching them zeros roll in. Disgusting.
Yeah, it must be nice. I watched the zeros roll out, mate. Well, I watched the zeros roll in, but it's not those kind of zeros.
I just watched zero.
It's finished.
The zero's just there. My bank account says lol. £1, 1p.
Decimals, mate. Pennies.
Minus. With overdraft.
My girl asked me to transfer a 10p the other day, and I couldn't do it. I don't know which one's more sad.
Do you know what I mean? I tried to buy a pack of pot noodle. My card declined. The woman just said, "I'll take it." I was like, all right.
You poor fuck.
Do you know what I mean? Can't afford like this poison.
Oh gosh, but yeah. Listen, guys. I guess we will. Oh, you got quote of the day, yeah?
Yeah, I got quote of the day.
Right,
quote of the day. I always wanted to be somebody. Now I realise I should have been more specific.
I don't blame you. Yeah. Well, look. Do you know what? That actually. I mean, there's there's two things I can say about that. So one, we as humans we're never happy no matter what. It's
Yeah,
just
of course.
on to the next struggle. As soon as you deal with the problem A, problem B becomes problem
Exactly.
A.
If we had the capacity to be satisfied, we wouldn't have all this shit.
Yeah, exactly. So
know?
it's a good thing and it's a bad thing.
It's pros and cons.
Do you know what? It's funny that it's extremely, with all the things that we have in this world and all the luxuries and whatnot, it's actually extremely difficult to be happy. And it shouldn't be. You know,
should have been happy long time
And
ago.
the second thing is, of that quote, is be specific, as in set a goal and make it happen. Because if you don't, you just be swiping on TikTok till you're lost. So you know, that's what I do anyway. So what did you say?
Tinder, mate.
You can't threaten me with a good time.
Can't find mate.
So yeah, but on that note, I guess guys, we will see you next time. You know, the next time Rebecca Yarros releases the fourth book.
We'll be there.
I don't know what it'll be called, but it'll be something.
Something spicy.
Yeah,
You know, it's just got the spicy titles.
Yeah. But yeah, till next time.
Till next time.
Since my father's back.
Is he back?
He's back.